nigga. What is this shit focusing on? My nigga. Hello. Jesus. Have you ever what's the title? Stop worrying about what other people think of you. I know you are so tired of living your life focused on what everyone else is thinking, your friends, your family, your dog, your coworkers, rather than focusing on yourself and building up self-confidence, building up self-awareness, and being able to accomplish the goals and do the things that you want to do in your life without any worry or anxiety. And this is something that a lot of people, even myself at one point, struggled with, being able to focus solely on myself, focus on the things that I wanted to do, and not even worry about other people's judgments or even if they were judging me at all. And so in this video, we're going to be changing our perception of ourselves and starting to dive deeper into who we are as people, shifting our focus externally to more focus on ourselves and learning about ourselves through an exercise. And so many people prioritize the judgments of others and think about and do things and dress and talk and walk in a certain way to make people like them more or to seem like somebody who they should respect or love or care about, or just not focused on them or their insecurities or what they feel makes them less of a person or less likely to achieve a goal or less likely to do the things that they want to do in their life. And the reason why we use judgment and the judgment of others to stop us is because focusing on ourselves is a lot harder than just using the perceptions and the judgments that others project onto us. For example, let's say there is a person, yourself out there, who may be insecure about this one part of their body or one part of their, one part of their self, maybe how you talk, how you walk. And the reason why you project that onto others is so you can stop hating yourself and use someone as a placeholder for hating that part or that aspect of you. This video is not about how we project things onto others. This video is about how we can start to take control and start to think about who we are as people and use others' perceptions as only a measure of growth or a measure of how impactful we are from within. And so we want to disconnect between self-perception and reality. You may think that you're this lowly person or that you are ugly or you have all these qualities that people are judging you for, but in reality, no one is even really thinking about you. No one is focused on you. No one is really even much concerned because they're so focused on the things that they feel like you're judging them for. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, there's also people who feel like they're very confident and kind and outgoing and courageous and ambitious, and they have no true sense of themselves, and they're using all those positive qualities, they're using all those positive traits as a distraction from who they truly are, which honestly, in a lot of times, that confidence and that delusion does help them and keep them from being negative and pushes them closer towards their goal, which is why there's a lot of people out there who are able to get to things quicker and have maybe less than you, but because you don't have the courage to take action and you're too worried about judgment, you're never going to be able to accomplish those goals. And so this creates a blind spot. Let's look at the person who is super confident, feels like they're super kind, feels like they're super ambitious, but doesn't realize the negative traits and the negative things that they do to the people around them. The importance of this exercise, and the reason why we want to ask our families, our friends, and in the case of the content creators that we were working on this outline with, their audience, is because we want to see where we are blind at, where we don't see that we're projecting out maybe unkindness or maybe unfairness or maybe a lot of judgment onto others. But in the case of you feeling like you're the one who isn't getting enough credit, you're not getting enough respect, and your judgment and focus on the judgment of others and their insecurities and your insecurities that you feel like they notice, asking those people will help you understand and see the positive things that you do, that you have become throughout your life. And so this exercise will really allow you to see more of yourself that you don't, right? Maybe you feel like you're insecure about the way you dress, but people around you don't even really care. They like you for your personality, right? But that now gives you the opportunity to choose whether you want to dress better or whether you want to continue to dress the way you do. And the better you start dressing, the more you'll attract people who notice those things. And maybe the people who you're around that dress the same as you or have a similar style, they don't notice that your personality is a strong suit. And you want them to notice that your personality is a strong suit. So what you have to do now is look at the reasons and look at who you are and look at what you do. Because maybe since you took on this new personality, you took on this new characteristic, you started dressing better, you started doing things differently, you focus less on your personality and you focus less on impressing people through your actions or what you do best or how your character is, And so you have to go back to that place and to those people and say, what made you like my character? Or why did you say that I had a great personality because of these characteristics and these qualities? And then you can start to align them and start to continue to take those actions every single day, continue to do the things that not only you notice in yourself that you want to be judged for, but also the things that others notice in you. And so this is important part of the process, the role of reflection and feedback. Asking honest feedback from trusted sources, from people who wouldn't lie to you or people who you trust that they would be able to help you understand more about yourself. And that's important because we don't want to go to friends and family who don't want the best for us or want something different than what we truly want for ourselves. And that is the main reason that we start with us and who we want to be remembered as, because whatever we want to be remembered as, we want the other people in our lives to see those things too. And we want the things that we choose to be very positive, because without, why would you want to be remembered for something negative or something that didn't shine the best light on you or your family or who you are as a person? And so you want to bridge that gap between who you think you are and the characteristics that you think you project out into the world and what they see. Because what they see, and hopefully those things align, and when those things align, you will have a very strong character. And in the case of the examples behind me and the people that we've been helping learn more about themselves, they will have more audience members, or they will have more subscribers who like them more, or they will have more, more likes or more engagement, because the qualities that everyone sees are very strong and they continue to act and continue to build on those things. For example, let's say someone is ambitious. Their family thinks they're ambitious, their friends think they're ambitious, and so does their audience. Now their audience will start to like them for their ambition, because every single day they're going to do things that show and prove that they are ambitious. For example, what's one action that shows the character of ambition? Maybe going out and starting a new business, going out and doing ambitious things, doing things that their audience, their friends, their families define as ambition, and themselves too, because they get to choose what that ambition looks like. Ambition looks different from you to me. My ambition could be starting a whole new business and scaling it to over $1 million. Your ambitious may be approaching a girl. And so you don't want to start to take others' definitions of ambition, which is why we start with ourselves and focus on what we define it as, which is in the very next step. So if you don't know what you define it as, it's extremely important that you figure it out now. And if you need help figuring that out, type down what in the comments. But the importance of aligning it with what you do in your actions is going to help you reach that level of success, whatever ambition means to you. But back to the importance of asking the people around you is because if people don't see ambition in you, that means you're not taking that action for yourself, or you haven't let them know what your definition of ambition is. And the more you let people know, the more you say, hey, look, I'm looking to do this. And this is what ambition means to me in a way, in a certain way. You're not going to go on your platform and say, I'm ambitious because I'm approaching women. You can, and you can say that over and over again, but it'll show through your actions, and that ambition and that character and that confidence. They may, see it as a different character trait. But it's important to align those things because we want to ensure that it is reflected and it's, cemented. We start to build a strong foundation based on these character traits, based on these values, based on these principles that can help us in whatever we do, content, life, connecting with people, having a strong sense of self, and also stopping the external seeking of validation, or external seeking of self. And the more we learn about ourselves, the more we focus on, what we think and what the trusted people around us have to say about our character, and we take that back and we work on the things that are going to continue to cement those things, or cement those activities, cement those values, the more we will be able to achieve, and the longer we will be able to learn about ourselves, which is the ultimate goal for me, being able to help you guys learn more about yourselves. But growth comes from self-honesty, acknowledging both positive and negative aspects of yourself. There's a certain thing that we do, especially those who seek external validation or think that other people are judging them, or surround yourselves with people who you want to be like. The reason why is because when we seek, or we think people are judging us, and then we go and seek out those qualities that we feel like we have, we find ourselves in circles of people who have those qualities. For example, let's say you go to a movie and everyone around you is very quiet and shy, but you came with your one friend who is obnoxious and is eating popcorn very loudly and is yelling at the screen, and all of a sudden everyone else is now feeling more comfortable with expressing themselves and with being who they want to be and enjoying the movie and being fully immersed in that activity and starting to connect. But you're embarrassed the whole time because you spend most of your time around them. You now see that everyone else is having this experience. Maybe you feel jealous that other people are having, are getting to be blessed or getting to experience this person, and you want them to only do it for you. All right. Complex, very complex, but not the point. And let's say, you start to judge them and you start to focus on what they're doing. But instead of focusing on what they're doing, instead of looking externally, what you should do is look internally as to why it's making you feel that certain way. And when you look at why it's making you feel, embarrassed, it's making you feel judged by everyone else, it's making you feel seen when you don't want to be, or the focus is now on you or around that circle, or the focus is on them and that's giving you that sense of embarrassment, is because deep down you lack the confidence or the ability or the sense of self, sense of self-awareness to be able to do what they do. not only do you want to see those characteristics within yourself, the outgoingness, the brashness, the obnoxiousness, not only do you actually want to do that, but how other people react also plays a role in your feeling, because you wish the focus was on you. The focus is on them because they're loud and obnoxious. And that's the reason why you hang around them, is because when that focus is on them, not only do you get a little bit of shine, but also you get to live through that feeling. Whether it makes you feel good or bad, you're still around them. You keep going back and you like that feeling, and you wish to have that and do that for yourself, but something is stopping you. You lack some aspect, and 9 times out of 10, because you're looking externally and not looking internally and not doing exercises such as the one behind me, learning about who you are, you'll continue to just hang around that person and never be able to do that and what they do for themselves. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you can do what they do, and you should look at why you feel those things and why you feel that way. And also in a scenario where, or in a situation where, you're the one who is expressing things that you don't see, and you have people in your circle, your family, your friends, that notice it. The reason why they notice it is because they also share those similar traits. So let's say you guys are all doing bad shit, and I don't want to say cosign, but the reason why they don't say anything is because they also have parts of them, whether they're acting on it or not, that support it in some way. For example, let's say you're in a group of friends and everyone smokes, right? But you don't. In some way, shape, or form, you support that activity because you hang around them. And eventually you may start supporting it through acting on it. And then you guys will all be aligned with that one action, that one thing, that one activity. Let's say, because if you weren't, you wouldn't hang around those people. That's something that you didn't support or weren't going to support, or feel like, you wish you could support, then you wouldn't be around those people. Let's say you're around a bunch of gangbangers and you don't really kill people, but they do in some way, shape, or form. You support that activity. Maybe you don't have the courage to go out and do a drill, but you're okay with that. And that okayness, it stops you from seeing yourself. It stops you from taking action. It stops you from growth. not to say go on a drill, but the reason why you have no problem with that, or that doesn't rub you the wrong way or make you do something different or make you seek out different friends, is because it fulfills the part of you that wishes you could, or it fulfills the part of you that gets them to, for whatever reason. And there's just one example that's coming to my mind right now, where the reason why people do things, not only is it okay, so vice versa, right? Let's say there's a friend and they know that you lack those qualities. Obviously, they know that you lack those qualities. The reason why they hang out with you and they don't hang around people who also have those qualities is because them hanging around you, or you hanging around them, highlights even more the great qualities that they have. For example, the quiet and the loud nigga, like the laid back homie versus the outgoing homie, the this versus that, right? The reason why they choose that partner, that relationship, is because it like highlights them even more. Like, let's say you got a homie that don't talk to girls, and the reason why you hang around them, not only do you help them and you feel superior and now you can coach them and help them get bitches, but you also get a sense of gratification when you are able to make that happen for them. You are able to permit them to get some bitches and help them, crush some shit, right? Which is not a bad thing, but that the person who is lacking those characteristics and lacking those qualities, both sides benefit from that. Even with them feeling inferior, they benefit from that because they get to be around and get that sense through you that they're doing it, or that they're getting the bitches, or that they're, which is why, like, the reason why we connect this all to content creation, the reason why we connect it to the thing behind me is because the stronger you are, the more you attract subscribers, and subscribers are really just people who feel like they lack those things in some way, shape, or form, some aspect of it, whether it's putting it on camera, whether it's actually doing the activity, whether it's just some aspect of it. They feel like they don't have that ability. Maybe they don't feel like they don't have the money, they don't have the clothes, they don't have the confidence, they don't have this, they don't have that. And so both parties benefit. But the one thing that I realize is when you start to get around people who take advantage of each other, and it's okay to have a dynamic of, superiority or whatever you want to call it. Niggas is alphas and betas and all the type of gay shit. But the reason why it can go left is when people start to exploit the fact that this person is inferior, quote unquote, inferior to them, or that they get enjoyment from you being who you are based on what they lack and do not have. And so then people can play on that and make you do things, make you say things, make you act in certain ways, make you react in certain ways that fuels it even more. That's called manipulation. So let's say hypothetically you got a nigga that's just like weak as shit. It's just like Andrew Tate RP. Like he portrays this sense of confidence, this sense of self, this sense of security, this sense of knowing. And people who don't have that, they resonate very deeply with those things because they wish they had that. They look up to those aspects. They look up to that level of discipline, whether it's actually true or whether it's an act. And so then he now has the ability to exploit you based on the things that you see in him, based on what he shows you, based on what he wants to show you. And now he can play on that fact to make you react towards giving him money, or make you react on feeling bad about yourself, make you react towards being negative in some way, make you react, make you feel, make you want to stay in the community longer, make you want to watch more videos, make you want to dive deeper into him and find Patreon and all that. And through manipulation, though, because now he can directly attack the things that you lack and be able to pick it apart and say things and do things that make you push even farther, make you react even more, spend even more money just by continuing to press and put pressure on those buttons. Let's say you lack, you lack the ability to talk to women. So not only is he gonna show you that action of him talking to women, but then he's also going to make you feel bad for the fact that he can do it based on the qualities that you lack: confidence, courage, discipline. He's going to press on that, and then you act, and then he just calls to action whatever he wants you to do, and then you just do it because you're a bitch. But I'm just thinking of this one personal example where it's like they know that they can exploit you based on the worry, and people do things just to get, like, they will literally ruin themselves to get something out of you for because they know, like, this is like the opposite side of the spectrum, like real, like, manipulative shit, because they just don't have a sense of self either. This is two people with no senses of selves. When you really, like, essentially just exploiting each other. But when you have a nigga that has, like, a sense of self and you don't, that's when it gets tricky. It's like, oh, fuck, this nigga's like, that's like real manipulation. You feel me? But let me get serious. Shall I? So let's say there's two people who have no sense of self, but they also know that they are opposite in some way, and that characteristics that they have, this person wants, or in some way, shape, or form, the things that they do make this person react, which is just, everything is just a reaction. And so they're going to do things to get something out of you, and what they're looking for ultimately is just love. Everyone's looking for love and connection. And so even with judgment and you focusing so externally, the reason why you're doing that is because you want people to love the things that you feel insecure about or you don't like about yourself, which is why we get into relationships with people who are like, oh, like your teeth are fucked up, like, or have similar things, or you have this, I have that too, or I love you for that reason, when other people don't like you for that reason, and so on and so forth, right? But this is when it gets tricky, is because then they can exploit that fact. It's like, all right, well, I know I want love out of this person. I need some attention from this person. I need something out of this person, good or bad. Make me feel better. Make me feel loved. Make me feel distracted. Make me feel anything. So let's say you have a father who knows that by them drinking, that they'll get a reaction out of the people around them saying, no, stop, don't drink. You know, we want you to be alive. No. And so that's the only time the people are focused on him, because all the other times he's just like not even a great person. But when he does this one bad thing and people react in the way that he wants them to react, getting attention, getting love, he's like, yes, I got to keep drinking. I got to keep smoking crack. I got to keep doing this because when I do this, my family sends me to rehab and, you know, they pay attention to me and they worry about me and they focus on me, and I just want some attention because I didn't get enough attention growing up. And then it's like, damn, and vice versa. The person also wants love. Now they start to train each other that is the type of relationship and attention that they're going to give each other. The person who's on the opposite end of the spectrum, the family member, the son, they start to, like, you know, seek love through that action of getting their dad to stop drinking. Like, no, stop drinking, exercise, be better, eat food and shit. And if everyone just stops and focuses on themselves, not only will everyone's, you know, negative habits just drop off and die, and their egos will have to find new ways of manipulation. But if you're too busy focusing on yourself, you're too busy working on yourself, you're too busy, you know, figuring out who you are and figuring out trusted individuals that you can surround yourself with, you won't ever have to worry about being controlled or having those reliant relationships. And that goes into like a bunch of different things, like how we all attach, right? How we attach with each other, how we connect. We're all looking for connection and love in some way, shape, or form. And when we don't know who we are, we don't know what we tolerate versus what we do, then we just get connected and attached to anything and anybody that shows us that, which is why you end up in bad relationships. And then over time, that just becomes a norm, you know, which is why you end up going back to things that serve you, that just bring you no joy or don't bring you what you want, right? But when you know who you are, then you know what you want. But that was a long rant. I don't like structured videos. I'm not a very structured video type of guy. You know. Take what I give you, nigga. And like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Coach MUEL. I'm official like a referee with a whistle. I'm coaching you on the rules of your game, and I'm showing you how to win at them. If it doesn't make sense yet, it will.